I'm Naumof, and this is a preview of my workshop, Behavioral Design for Incentives and Rewards. When we're talking about incentives, the first thing that comes to mind is money. And indeed, monetary incentives are effective. At the same time, we can use things or objects as incentives. Money is rather abstract because you can buy anything with money. Objects, in opposition, are more concrete, and this means that you can perceive their value a lot easier. Now, you can use as incentives utilitarian goods, goods with emotional load, and aspirational or status goods. A good rule of thumb when designing incentives is to give what people want and would not buy for themselves even if they can afford it. You see here a picture of a Fitbit, and at one point I wanted a Fitbit and I could afford to buy a Fitbit, but I was very reluctant to buy one. Therefore, my wife bought me a Fitbit as a Christmas gift. Because I was very happy with it, I bought my wife a Fitbit for her birthday a few months later. Of a randomized controlled trial ran in India, and the goal of the program was to increase vaccination rates. Now, the benefits of vaccination are in the future, and they are non-events. In other words, if you get vaccinated, you don't get sick. Most often, there are no immediate benefits, or there is no immediate feedback after you get the vaccine. So, an international organization tried to promote vaccination by making it easier for people to get vaccinated and by providing incentives. So, in this randomized controlled trial, there were three conditions. There was the comparison group, here with yellow, which essentially meant that this was a part of the population that was just monitored. There was no intervention there. There was the first intervention with light green, which took the form of immunization camps. Put it simply, medical practitioners went to villages, and therefore the villagers could vaccinate their children a lot easier, because now they didn't have to go to the first medical practice that was probably a few kilometers away. The third condition was providing immunization camps and incentives. The incentives that were used were 1 kilo of lentils for every shot received by a child. The program included five immunizations, so five injections. So if a child completed all 5 shots, then the family would receive 5 kilos of lentils. And for those who completed all 5 shots, there was an extra incentive, namely a set of plates and cups. Now, if you look at the data on the right-hand side of the screen, you will notice that for the first 2 shots, providing incentives compared to just immunization camps, which essentially meant that it was a lot easier for people to get the vaccine, made very little difference. Right? So adding incentives to making it easy for the first 2 shots made no difference. However, if you look at full immunization, so getting all the 5 shots, you will notice that providing incentives alongside with camps proved to be more than twice as effective as just making things easier by providing immunization camps. When and how to use rewards and feedback for recurring behaviors. And we have to admit that most of the time in the real world, there is a lag between behavior and outcome. So let's take the example of dieting, of losing weight. So if the current state is what you see on the left side of the screen and the goal is what you see on the right side of the screen, this gentleman who wants to lose weight is going to go on a diet, right? And going on a diet is the desired behavior. And if he sticks to a diet, at some point in time, he will notice some natural feedback and rewards, and right? So he will look better, he will feel better, his knees won't hurt as much, his clothes will fit him better, and so on. But in between the time that he goes on a diet and the moment when he notices this natural positive feedback of dieting, there is a period of silence where there is no feedback, where there is no reward, there is just the annoying and difficult thing of staying on a diet. Now, if you're promoting recurring behavior, right, so behaviors that are repeated regularly, you need to fill in this gap where there is no positive natural feedback with additional rewards and positive feedback. If you want to learn more about my workshop on designing incentives and rewards using insights from behavioral science, you can go on my website, naumof.com, that is naumof.com, and you can go at learning programs, and the second learning program is behavioral design for incentives and rewards. I'm Naumof, and I thank you for your attention.